Thank you, Jane. I'm going to ask everyone to remain in the courtroom until after we complete the attorney admission ceremony, which is upcoming. It'll be just a few more moments. So, Madam Clerk, do we have any requests for admission of new members to the Bar of the Supreme Court of Georgia?
Yes, Your Honor. The following named applicants have properly certified applications, and I respectfully move for their admission to the Bar of the Supreme Court of Georgia.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, when your name is called, please come through the railing at the front here into the well of the court, and please line up in front of the bench so I can administer your oath.
Joshua Bearden, Daniel Bettis, Meredith Bradshaw, Noah Caldwell, Anthony Shergott, Molly Eswin, Amber Greenaway, Megan Jenkins, Alton Josie, Ian Keskes, Mario Cladis, Yolanda Lippert, Justin Lawhon, Elizabeth O'Rourke, Hunter Smith, Sarah Snowden, Matthew Stuckey, Alan Toney, and Kimberly Watts.
Wow. Significant group. We might need 2 lines here. You just make a separate line up here in the front, it's fine. We don't bite, I promise. At least not to newly admitted lawyers. Come on up. Before I administer the oath, and while you're still assembling, let me say if you ever aspire to be a professional lawyer, and I hope you all do, the oath that you're about to take includes a promise that you'll do that. But if you ever want to, really want to achieve that goal, somebody that you might want to emulate is Jean Ruskell, someone that you just saw, a career of professional duties to our court of the highest standard, and I would recommend her to you for someone to emulate as holding up the highest of our profession. With that, if you all raise your right hand and listen to this oath. You do solemnly swear or affirm that you will conduct yourself as an attorney or counselor of this court, truly and honestly, justly and uprightly, and according to law, and that you will support the Constitution of the State of Georgia and the Constitution of the United States, so help you God. If you agree with this oath, please say, I do. I do. Put your hands down. Well, welcome. It is the tradition at this court for one of our justices to offer you welcoming remarks on being admitted to practice before this court. And this morning, that duty falls to my good friend, Justice John Ellington. So, Justice Ellington, if you will, please.
Thank you, Chief. It is my honor this morning to congratulate all of you to being sworn into the highest court of this state. But what I want to do this morning is thank you. I want to thank all of you for what you do as lawyers. You know, what we do as lawyers is not always fun or sexy or glamorous or what you see on television. The truth is it's hard work. It's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice on you, your family, your time, your energy. But I want all of you to know that before I'm a judge, I'm a lawyer. And all of these folks that I serve with up here are lawyers before they're judges. And so I want to thank every one of you for what you do every day as lawyers. I tell folks all over Georgia that the quality of life in any community depends on the quality of leadership. And it has been my experience as I travel throughout the state that the leadership throughout the state is provided for by lawyers. It doesn't matter if it's the courtrooms, the boardrooms, government, business, industry, where I come from, agriculture, technology, education. It's the lawyers that provide the leadership. You know, lawyers are problem solvers. And so I want to suggest to you as you go through your professional life that you improve the quality of life wherever you are in your own community. Now, we are very fortunate today, here on this special day, that you're here when we are honoring one of our own, Jean Ruskell. As the Chief said, she is a great example of leadership and public service that we all should emulate. She has been faithful to the people of the state of Georgia. She has been faithful to the rule of law, and she has been faithful to the appellate courts and the judiciary of this state. Now, I tell folks all the time that there's life outside the courthouse. Get one. Many of you have heard me say that. It's just interesting this morning, though, as we're recognizing Jean Ruskell, that the fellow that had her job before her was a man named Scott Henwood. I served with Scott for several years on the Court of Appeals when he was the reporter of decision before Jean. Well, when he left as reporter of decision, he went over to one of those big high-powered silk-stalking law firms in one of those tall buildings downtown, and he called me up a couple of years later, and he said, John, I want you to come over here and talk to some of our associates. There was about 30 of them. And I went over there and I talked to them, and as I was talking to them, I said, there's life outside the courthouse. Get one. So I bumped into Scott 2 or 3 weeks later. He said, John, I appreciate you coming to talk to our folks. You remember you told them there's life outside the courthouse. Get one. I said, yeah. He said, well, we had 4 to quit the next week. I don't want anybody to quit, but there's life outside the courthouse. Get one. Well, Gene Ruskell has a life outside the courthouse. I heard Coach Smart say this weekend that we all need to do the duty that lies nearest. And I think her duty going forward is that of grandmother. She's the grandmother of one and one on the way. And I want to thank and congratulate her as she retires for her duty that lies nearest in her next life and her life outside the courthouse. Now, we're also here today on another special day. Today is Election Day. At home, we call it Voting Day. But in any event, I want to encourage all of you to go vote. And it's important what we do today in our democracy. But I'll suggest to you that it is our system of justice that separates us from all the other countries in the world. Nobody else has our system of justice. You know, in a lot of countries, they don't have courthouses. It's whoever's got the biggest gun or the biggest stick on that day. And that's why it is incumbent upon all of us as lawyers to protect and promote our system of justice and the rule of law. You know, I tell folks that it's one thing for somebody to lose a case. It is much worse for them to lose confidence in the system. As lawyers, we are all guardians of our system of justice. Now, I want to close by telling you that the motto of the state of Georgia is wisdom, justice, and moderation. But the motto of the colony of Georgia was non sibi sed alius, not for ourselves, but for others. And I suggest to you today, that as you're being sworn into the highest court of this state, that you need to use your law degree. You need to use your bar card. You need to use your tools. And you need to use your leadership to improve the quality of life for the people in your community and the people throughout the state of Georgia. I salute you and I congratulate you. Thank all of you.
Thank you, Justice Ellington. Fine remarks. We're honored to have you all here with us today. Hope you'll stick around and watch some really fine lawyers that we have that will present some cases today, and we look forward to having you before us in the very near future. So congratulations to all of you at this time. If you'll go with the clerk now, you will sign the roll of the registry of every lawyer that's ever been admitted to practice before the state's high court. And you will then get a certificate, which we are fond of saying is worthy of framing. And we hope you will do that. So with that, good luck to all of you. We look forward to having you in front of us in the future. Madam Clerk.
You can go up and sit.
And before we get to the cases, let me say, Gene, congratulations. We're honored to congratulate you today on a really fine career. And to your family, thank you all for being here. It's a great day. Wish you the best of luck. Chief Judge Rickman, thank you on behalf of our court for the Court of Appeals being here to present Gene with such a worthy recognition. We always appreciate having you here, sir. Thank you. Give the court a moment to clear out, and then we'll proceed.